Hi everyone. In this video I want to share my opinion about Minecraft Dungeons. And right here I am in the game, as you can see. I already finished the story. It took me only a few hours. I can say that I enjoyed it, but definitely there's something that I wish there were more in this game. So overall, if you ask me if I enjoy playing the story and finishing it, yeah. And after you finish the story, you already have different things to do, which include higher difficulties. This is the default one, the adventure, and then there's the apocalypse. And the idea is that, as you can see, it's going to be harder, of course. You're going to find better rewards, new gear, and artifacts. So again, you're actually what you do is farming for better gear and look. As you can see here, I'm going to show it to you. This is the screen, the inventory screen, where you can see the character. You can see your level and power. Here you have the option to put a melee weapon, armor, and a long range weapon. Uh, Here is an option to put different abilities. This, for example, spawned a path. This one explodes, defend you when many enemies are close by. This one is kind of a laser beam, kind of. And there are different ones. Each one is unique in its own way. And you know, it's really fun to get new things and try them out. New powerful weapons. I really like. I really like, you know, those grinding games when you search for better loot. And here, this is the town where it's kind of sad, to be honest. It's a bit bigger, but it's just for finding some chests. And there's a house that I don't know what they're gonna do with it. But overall, you have those two NPCs. This one uh, is going to sell you. It's just going to randomize artifacts if you pay the currency. So just going to give you something at random. And this one, another one. This is the blacksmith. So you're getting random gear. You're just going to try one so you can see how it goes. So you're going to get something. Alright? And then of course you can use it. Put, for example, if I got a new item, this is a shield, I can just replace it and put it here. Anyway, I'm just going to jump to the game just to give you an impression. Now, in terms of combat mechanics, I have to say that I enjoy this game a lot. So I really enjoy, like, you know, hack and slash and rolling out on the floor and spawning in my path and letting fight for me. The jumping is cool, and but it's not complicated. The basic mechanics works really well in this game, so the combat feels really nice. Now I like Diablo 3 where you get so many drops. Here you don't actually get a lot, but I actually liked it because I don't need to spend time always checking things. You know, there's a better flow in the game whenever like I get a few uh, items. So you know, it depends. I actually prefer having less loot than having loot spawn from almost any enemy. I mean, but this is just personal opinion. Having said that, if you're already kind of replaying the same level, you probably want to have, you know, lots of excitement during the match. And the way to actually make it happen is just giving you lots of loot during the run. And this, in this case, I think it would be more interesting if there were more loot on the higher difficulty. So the more you actually progress, the more loot you're gonna have. This is actually gonna encourage you to play more and sorry, rank higher and try to get to higher levels. Now regarding the AI is really stupid. I mean, shooting at walls where you are on the other side instead of going after you. I don't know what to say. Really, seriously, this is just something that is taken out of a Unity guidebook, which you can even just type it and it work better. So I'm kind of disappointed with how the AI works. Just feel like the AI is so stupid. That being said, you're just dealing with tons of enemies sometimes. It's just a rush onto you, and it's kind of a sometimes tight corners where you're stuck it and you need to find a way to deal with things. This is why you need to kind of manage your inventory and make sure you actually are skilled in your different playstyle with the different items in order to progress well and finish the rounds at higher levels. This is actually the fun part of the game where you kind of mix and match with different items, and there are plenty of items to discover here, and you actually find the ones that you enjoy playing the most. So this is also part that I really enjoy in the game. Now, in terms of visual, again, this is personal preference. I'm not a fan of the Minecraft, by the way, visuals, bulky style, but I really like how it actually looks here. I mean, I didn't think that I'm gonna like it, but I really enjoyed it. I didn't feel like, oh wow, I need like better graphics and all this stuff. Actually, this is really well designed. Each map look different in each part of the story, each chapter. Uh, it looks really nice in terms of the lighting. It is kind of a moody and dramatic. It feels really nice. The music is not too prominent. You really hear the sound effects. So it kind of feel like a kind of a, again, moody and atmospheric. So again, in terms of sound effects and overall level design, it looks really nice. And it's actually very detailed. By the way, you can actually choose the details in the settings, and you can even make it look more fancy. So just check out the setting, because I have a quite fast computer, and I actually got it in a kind of a middle ground in terms of graphic settings. Now, another thing that I like is the play with verticality, which works really nice in this game. And there's actually kind of jumping things that you can do. You're not actually jumping, really, just go on these little platforms and just jump to the other place. But it still feels nice, where you can actually, the gameplay just feel more dynamic this way, instead of just, walking on flat ground and just hitting enemies. Now, the maps themselves are quite big. I actually was surprised how big they were. But again, it's not that hard to really make like a big map with this type of blocky graphics. Yeah, no pun intended. But again, you just compare if you're trying to do something with really kind of a real 3D looking environment, it's much harder. Still, it looks really nice and beautiful. So in terms of visuals and art direction, it looks great. I have no complaints about that. Now, another thing is that there are some areas you can discover loot, which is kind of hidden from you. Uh, but there, I was actually expecting like more areas like this, kind of secret rooms. Maybe I didn't discover them, but I thought them actually kind of deals kind of a really. I was checking all the areas, so sometimes I found, but again, I was expecting more. And but still, the game actually encourage exploration. But even when you discover things, it just doesn't feel enough. You just want more for, kind of the exploration feel more rewarding, and it just doesn't feel that way. Now, not to such a degree that I wanted to. Now, like games like Diablo, you can really kind of sorry, mix and match with different items and abilities, enhancements, and it can feel really powerful. And it's really fun, as you progress to discover new things and enhancing your items, and really discover kind of really build that you enjoy playing. I think this is part of the game that I really enjoy doing, discovering new things, and trying to see whether I can make the most of them and trying to beat higher levels with them. Now, I definitely think that this is a game that is more fun to play with friends. I played it alone, just keep this in mind. But I feel there's, some part of me got kind of bored when I played alone. I really wanted to be there in those creepy places with somebody than just be there alone. But when I had a pet, which is a really cool idea, I actually felt less lonely. It was fun. I actually enjoy using pets because I just didn't want to feel alone playing those games. Well, not just this, because actually the pet get the aggro of some enemies, so you get kind of extra time to deal damage from them, even for long range. So this is actually useful. The pet is not useless, yeah, but I actually enjoyed it also as kind of my friend in those dark dungeons. It's not always dark, by the way. Sometimes it looks really nice. I mean, not nice. Look outside, outdoors, kind of a really bright outdoor environment. Sometimes it looks like a dungeon from Diablo. Now, the question you can ask yourself is, when are you gonna get bored with this game? How much time is gonna take to get bored? And this is very personal. But again, I think that many people will enjoy playing this game. But as a Diablo fan, I play Diablo for quite a lot, and I love dungeon crawlers. This is one of my favorite games. So I think that this game is lacking in a way. Sometimes you see developers taking like a branch of different things and just spread it up to different other branches, that to give you more sense of progression. And here is kind of a very much lacking. For example, I really wanted to find some many pieces for legendary armor and maybe craft things, and there's no crafting in this game at all. So no crafting, and it feels kind of plain compared to uh, other dungeon crawlers game, Diablo style. But again, I don't think that this game wants to be that complicated. You want to be kind of a dungeon crawler for kids, in quotations. Now, in that aspect, I think that it's actually succeeded. It's a kind of lightweight, and sometimes, I know there are many people who don't have time to invest in really in-depth dungeon crawler games like Diablo, and they feel like they kind of feel behind and they don't feel even people to play with, and they just feel that Diablo, for example, can be too much for them, and they can just spend a lot of time in this type of game. So if you are among those, I think you're gonna find this one actually quite useful, because you're probably gonna finish the entire difficulty is like in maybe like 20 or 30 hours. So this is something that is achievable, even if you don't have a lot of time to play this type of games or games in general. So this is why I think it's actually an advantage, because there are plenty of people who don't have a lot of time available to kind of progress, and they feel bad and can feel always kind of rush, and it's kind of a, I don't know how to say it, kind of put of pressure on them in order to progress. And in this game, you just don't feel this, and it's actually quite nice. Now, regarding the campaign itself, after this, you're going to repeat, of course, the same levels, unless they're going to introduce something in the DLC. And from what I've heard from upcoming leaks, they're going to be more levels, bosses, etc., and gear. Uh, but the thing is that it's relatively short. I finished in just a few hours, uh, but I enjoyed it. I enjoy every single moment of playing the story. Whether I think it's too short, yes, I think so. I of course prefer if it lasts like, I don't know, like 3 times more at least. But as I said, this is kind of a lightweight dungeon crawler, and I think there are many people who are looking for this type of games that are not too much in depth and doesn't take too much to complete. And the extra value will come in future DLCs. Now, if you think about it, it's not that bad. It reminds you of Animal Crossing in a way. I'm not comparing the two genres. I'm just saying where you kind of it's a more relaxing experience, and DLCs and kind of updates come from time to time. You enjoy it, and you don't feel a rush. Like I'm not doing fast enough. People are already advancing so much. I can't play. They don't want to play with me because I'm low level and stuff. So this is something that you probably won't experience here. And as I said, to many players, is probably going to be an advantage. If you are searching for a lot of depth, kind of Diablo, forget about it. You won't find it here. I mean, this is far from being like this. Now, there are also no Diablo-style reefs in this game, and reefs are procedurally generated uh, dungeons, which look different each time you play it, and of course, increase difficulty. This is something I want to see in this game. I think it's something that must be in this game uh, for better replay value, because people just don't want to send the same kind of a theme. They want really something that is more randomized, and when you get there, you don't know actually what you're going to see. So, kind of a procedurally generated dungeon, Rift style, Diablo style, I think would be perfect for this. Maybe this will be introduced in future DLC. I have a feeling that it will, but I'm not as sure. And of course, there's no information whether it will be available or not. But I have a feeling that this is something that they will end eventually. So again, I can talk more about the things in this game, but overall, uh, if you ask me if this game is worth it, well, if I say yes or no, again, it won't be an answer. The question is whether what I said in this review actually matches your expectations and your needs, when you play these type of games. And this is the only thing. Because if I'm going to say something, I'm going to mislead you. Whether I enjoyed it, yes. Whether I feel it's lacking, I also think it's lacking. So again, whether I think I'm going to get bored with it, I don't know, in a week, I don't know, might be. But then hopefully the more content will come. But I think that I'm still going to finish the entire game in highest difficulty, and then we'll see. And I'd want to play with other people as well. But for now, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. It's a fun game, really cool mechanics. It's fun discovering new items, leveling your character, and of course going over the story in even a few times in higher difficulties. But updates and DLCs is something that will decide whether this game will be like worth it for a longer period of time. And for this, of course, we need to wait and see. But one thing that I really want to see in this game is automatic matchmaking. There's nothing like that. I didn't find any way, only to invite people, that are already my friends and play with them. And I would just want to press a button, like I do with strikes in Destiny, or with random people in Diablo, and just play with them. Those who are actually playing the same level, or maybe something that allows me to invite random players which are not my friends. This is something again that's so missing for me. Whew. I just don't understand. Don't understand why developers don't include such things in the game. Whether I miss it, please tell me. I just didn't find it. So overall, just one note, last note. I got this game with the Xbox Game Pass, so I just paid $1 actually for the first month. I just joined it, so I actually didn't pay the full price for this game. Whether you ask me whether you would pay the full price for this game, I can tell you that I'm not 100% sure. That's all I can tell you. But whether I enjoy this game, yeah, I enjoy it, and I'm going to continue playing with it. Yeah, just make your decision. Just sharing my opinion playing this game, and again, it's a fun game. Like, it's a fun game, and if you're a Minecraft fan, I think you're going to enjoy it. But just keep in mind, there's no crafting. Maybe they're going to add crafting in the future. I don't know. But there's no crafting whatsoever. And again, this is one disappointment for people who enjoy Minecraft and think that because this game is called Minecraft Dungeons, there's going to be crafting, but there isn't. So this is it. I hope you enjoyed my review. If there are other things to add, I'm going to add them in later videos. So make sure you subscribe to my channel and tap the bell icon to get notified when I release the videos. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye everyone. Cheers. Enjoy. I'm just going to leave you with some gameplay with the sound so you can feel the game better like this. Yeah, have fun. All right. Yeah. This direction. Supplies. No. Oh my god, donkey. Donkey brain. He died because of the bleeding. This was a stun. Another one. Come on. Just run away from this shit. Oh, we're running away in the wrong direction. Where is it? Right here. I'm looking. No! Another one. What? Oh no. I think I need to finish this one. Two of them. My god. No, my arrows. I have good arrows. I'm gonna spend this on this one. The first one I think we can skip. Maybe you can skip both of them. I know. We'll just go around it. We're gonna skip them. Oh, actually, no, we can go here. I forgot. Yeah, forget about them. No. This is because of the helmet, the 90% reduction. I wouldn't be able to survive this one. All because of the helmet. Wow. Crazy.